The media all around lately has just been incredibly lackluster, especially when it comes to the crypto market. Especially when it comes to the crypto market. The Wall Street Journal, New York Times have just been doing absolute fluff piece after fluff piece. And even in the cryptocurrency market altogether, some of these news and media outlets that we have, like Cointelegraph, like Coindesk, have been doing the same thing. And finally, I see this post on Cointelegraph today saying it's time for crypto fans to stop supporting cults of personality. And this is something that I can absolutely get on board with because it does seem that people are fascinated by these very extreme people, either for one side or the other, and they get attached to these people. And, you know, obviously, I am a content creator myself, so you might say that it's a little bit hypocritical for me to say these things, but I don't really want people that watch me to take everything that I say as truth. I want people to be fact checking me and making sure that the data that I am giving is solid data. The fact that these people go unchecked all of the time and have a massive following is why we're in the predicament that we're in right now. And, it's talking about SBF, obviously, Sam Bankman-Fried, and people like that. But there are tons of people in this industry that go unchecked all of the time. One of the people in particular that I can think of is Richard Hart, the creator of Hex. He constantly goes unchecked. He makes these false claims that he calls the top and the bottom multiple times. No, he really didn't. If you go and fact check him on those statements, you'll see that he didn't. And in fact, he gets a lot of his calls wrong, more wrong than he does right. So you can't just take these people for what they say and say, oh, yeah, that's correct. That's correct. No, you have to take a look at what they're saying and go in and actually do your own due diligence. That's what this market was built on. It's a permissionless market that wasn't built for middlemen. So stop trusting middlemen, right? Do your own research. Take videos like this that people make on a day-to-day basis and actually go out and check them. At the end of the day, you're the person making investments in this market, nobody else. People don't really care when it comes to influencers. They don't care about your investments. They're in it for themselves, for whatever gain they're trying to make or accomplish. They don't care about your investments. So it's up to you to do your own due diligence to go out there and check these people. Let's just read a little bit of this article because I thought that it was a very well written article. Before FTX collapsed, founder Sam Bankman-Fried had garnered a reputation as one of the loudest voices in the industry. He was active in the political world and frequently commented on what was happening in Web3. But perhaps most notable was his active involvement in a myriad of Twitter feuds and spectacles. SBF first stepped into the spotlight as the successor of SushiSwap after Chef Nami abruptly abandoned the project, a drama that played out almost entirely on Twitter's public stage. His ensuing Twitter antics combined with the image of unstoppable success that FTX was broadcasting far and wide gained him more than 1 million followers. But even as SBF's influence grew, it seemed he couldn't resist shitposting, regularly engaging with other Twitter users who threw stones. And he did. He absolutely did. Daniel Steinberg, the former head of FTX, asked at one point, "Are you doing other work or do you like typing notes while you have conversations?" and his response was mostly shit posting on Twitter, to be honest. This guy was constantly in feuds on Twitter. Because of that, he was regarded as, this godlike figure in the cryptocurrency industry. And people do get propped up like that on Twitter for whatever reason. And we really have to stop this portrayal that people that are overly dramatic and things like that need to be propped up. It just doesn't need to happen. Most of the time, the most trustworthy people are very boring and bland, and there's nothing wrong with that. The post ends with, "So what's the solution? How can we better identify this personality type and use this recognition to avoid future pain? Instead of focusing on building cults of personality, the crypto community needs to focus on platforms and leaders building products that use Web3 primitives to solve problems in a manner that's orders of magnitude better than anything we've experienced before. The crypto community needs to stop listening to the loudest voices in the room and start listening to the wiser, more experienced ones, even if they are sometimes quieter. And by the same token, we need builders with experience in creating real value for users to speak up more." This kind of leads back to the whole debate between Sam Bankman-Fried and Eric Voorhees, and I covered that on my channel. You can go and check that video out. I'll post it up top there for you guys. But this kind of leads into that whole discussion because, yes, we absolutely do need wiser, less outspoken people that have been in this market for a long time that know what they're talking about. Eric Voorhees is definitely a great example of that. SBF had only been in this market for 5 years, and yet he acted like he was an OG, telling people exactly how the market should be run, when the reality is he knew very little about the fundamentals of crypto, and that's very apparent with the way that he ran his business, the little to no transparency of his business, and the way that he donated, quote unquote, donated his money. So it's time that we stop listening to these types of magnetic people and start doing our own research. And I know you hear that all the time, and it's probably annoying as hell at this point, but you really do need to do your own research. It's okay to listen to influencers, but after you're done listening to them, make sure that you're checking that what they're saying is correct. And that's what I want to leave you with. And that's what I want to leave you with today, guys. Thanks for watching. Crypto Clay out.